Hey everybody, should be a quick video today. Our goal of the day is to know these terms right here. So if you want to pause the video and take a look at these terms, by the end of this video, you should be able to know what these terms are and describe them, and also identify them on a circle. So, what is a circle? A circle represents a rotation of 360 degrees. So if we have a point, and then we have another point that is a set distance away, and we drag that point around. Oh, not that one. Here we go. And we drag this point around, then we will form a circle. Ancient people did this, and people today do this by using some string nailed at a point, and you can draw a circle. So let's do that. It's named by the center, so this would be circle A. We have also in this circle a radius. So a radius goes from the center out to the edge of the circle, and it is half of the diameter. So the diameter goes from one side of the circle to the other, passing through the center. And what this forms is a semicircle. A semicircle is half of the circle. So the radius would be from A to B, or A to C. The diameter would be from B to C, and we can see that the top half of this circle or the bottom half of this circle would both be semicircles. The other thing that we get here is something called an arc, and an arc is part of the circumference. Lots of terms being thrown out here. But what a circumference is the distance around the circle. So if you were to physically walk around this circle, that would be the circumference. You can kind of think of it as the perimeter for a circle. So the circumference is all the way around a circle. An arc is part of that circumference. So from B around the circle all the way to C would be something called an arc. So an arc is part of the circumference. So some terms we've gone over here: radius, diameter, semicircle, which is half of the circle, and then arc, which is part of the circumference of the circle. Lots of terms being thrown around. So again, if you need to pause the video and rewind and watch part of that over, then please do so. So, some segments that we want to go over. We've gone over radius, we've gone over diameter. What we want to go over now is something called a chord. So if we just draw a segment from one part of the circle to another, doesn't matter where, can also be like this. These are called chords. I'm just going to draw DE. So DE is a chord. Goes from one part of the circle to another part of the circle. That is called a chord. Some lines that aren't in the circle that are going to be important to us. One is called a tangent. There is a tangent button right here. And what a tangent is a line that intersects a circle at exactly one point. So at exactly one point, this tangent will intersect this circle. If you zoom in, if you were able to zoom in an infinite number of times, then you would see that it only intersects that circle at exactly one point. You can kind of think of it as a wheel going on the ground, touching at exactly one point. Another kind of line that we have is called a secant. And what a secant is a line that intersects a circle more than once. So if you have a line, it's coming through, it passes through the circle, that is called a secant. So again, just to review, a tangent intersects a circle once, a secant intersects a circle twice. If you could create a line that intersects a circle 3 times, good on you. Okay, so now let's get into angles. And I'm going to go back to the document for this one. So, a central angle is an angle formed by two radii, which is radius plural. The vertex of that angle is at the center of the circle. It does have an arc, so from W to Y would be an arc just like this. That is an arc. And here is our central angle. You can tell it's a central angle because it's centered at the center. Another type of angle that we have is an inscribed angle. And an inscribed angle is formed by two chords. So a chord, they intersect at the same point. That is a inscribed angle, an inscribed angle. We're going to get into the relationships between these two. If you want to preview, you can read these, but that's going to be topic 2. We can form angles between all of the lines that we have. So we can form an angle between a tangent and a chord, tangent, chord, or a tangent and a radius. We can form angles between all these different sorts of lines and have a bunch of different relationships that we're going to get into. So, looking at this list, make sure that you know what each of these are. Make sure that you can identify them. Go on to the Desmos and do so. Let us know if you have any questions.